So, as promised last week, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite Letratone stories from many decades ago. Gene Day was teaching his wife Gail to do toning, to help him out on the production side of his artwork. And it was a sheet of graduated tone. This is what the Letratone sheet looks like. 10 by 15 image size, 11 by 17 carrier film size. And it was a graduated sheet of tone. Went from light to dark, which we all like to use for specific effects. Might even have been the splash page for Days of Future Past that Gene had done for Star Reach at the same time I was working on Cerebus #1. And it was a fresh sheet of graduated tone, and the tone was always expensive. At that time, I think it was probably about $7 or $8 a sheet, but $7 or $8 a sheet in 1970s dollars is a lot of money. So Gene had taught Gail the basics of putting the sheet of tone down on the artwork, cut out the general shape, pull the tone off, put it down carefully on the artwork, and then trim it to the exact size of the image. And Gail got that far with it, peeled off the sheet, and then put it down on the artwork, but the static electricity got it, and as it tended to do, pulled it a little bit, and consequently there were air bubbles and ripples in the tone, which is no good. Now at that point, what you do is go, well, okay, it's not all the way on there, so you have to peel it off very carefully and try to hold it more taut while you're putting it in place so the static electricity doesn't get it. Gail got it onto the artwork and is looking at the ripples and folds and going, no, that's not working. And Gene giving her thumbs up on that. Right, that isn't working. Now peel it up carefully. She just tore it off of the page and started crumpling it. Like, okay, this didn't work. Time to throw this one away and get another sheet of this. And it's like, I can still hear Gene to this day telling me the story and going, "Aye," which was Gene's way of expressing extreme anxiety at something that was going on in his life. Aye! You can't do that. You can't just crumple up an $8 sheet of tone. We'll go bankrupt here. So tried again to carefully explain the process, but I think at that point Gail had had enough of this fun. She will go back to full-time nursing, and Gene can figure out how to get the light to dark tone on his dinosaur page on his own. Don't bother me with this anymore. Anyway, that's one of my favorite tone stories of all time. That'll do it for the weekly update this week. We'll see you hopefully all again next week when I explain how I tried to do an end run around the Letratone company and failed miserably. I hope to see a bunch of you then.